Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
The cutting of Medicaid. Oh, you don't even want to know what it's going to be like on the res. People are going to drop like flies. Yeah, I can't not talk about it without getting emotional. People are going to die. And to me, it's sophisticated genocide.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And there's a plight going on in the Lakota Nation. There's a plight going on in South Dakota, and I wanted to talk about it. I want to find out more about it. I think you need to find out more about it. And so I brought someone on today who's very special to me. We're going to call him D. He's going to keep his identity safe. But he is an ambassador, if you can call it that, or at least an advocate to the Lakota Nation. And we're going to talk to him about what's going on in South Dakota, what's happening with the forgotten Native people of this land, and it's a lot. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I'd like you to meet D. D, how are you, sir?
Better than some, worse than others.
All right, I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you giving up some time to talk about what's happening in Lakota Nation, South Dakota. Tell us how you became an advocate.
I have a long history. Starting at the age of 13, I was in a classroom with a Mashpee Wampanoag boy named Glenn, and the teacher was telling us how the Pilgrims and the Natives got along just fine. And my friend Glenn stood up in class and told her to go fuck herself.
Outstanding.
And it was the shock and awe of that for the entire classroom.
Wow.
It piqued my interest, though, and I went to him at lunch period because he didn't get thrown out mysteriously. He was sent to the principal, but why wasn't he expelled for such behavior in the classroom?
Right.
Well, the story goes on. I'm going to keep it brief. His grandfather was heavily involved in political activism for the Mashpee Wampanoag. And from that day forward, my perception of history, of what we were being indoctrinated into believing, was forever changed. And it set me off on a journey that I never expected, to find my own heritage. In my mother's side of the family has Micmac origins, which was the dirty family secret.
Wow.
So I brought it out to my family, and they got pissed off, to put it bluntly.
So are you basically, you present as white to anybody else?
Absolutely. Basically, back in 1990, I was part of a program that sponsored children through a program called Circle of Children. I sponsored 3 Lakota boys, and I went out there and I saw the conditions, and it was mind-blowing for me. It was a wake-up call. You know, hey, there's a third world country right here in America. People just, the conditions were actually better than they were back in the 70s. I mean, I could tell you stories, but I think the main point of this is to bring it up to date.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here, is to get people up to date on what's happening now, because it hasn't stopped. Like I referred to before, the genocide. It's sophisticated. So back in 90, till present. I've been out to the reservation over 50 times at least and spent large swaths of time there. I was formally adopted through a ceremony called Hunka and made Tioshbe into 2 Lakota families. And they treat me like a family member.
Awesome.
I treat them like family members.
Yeah.
And I'm not adopted into the nation. I will say that because brutal honesty. But the families that I have worked with, all I could say is the kinds of oppression that they have endured, nobody should ever have to experience. Give an example. Back in '93, I discovered that they didn't have enough money for fuel. When I offered to help, they said, "Oh no, we're going to go to the church." And I went, "Okay," but then somebody I heard in the background on this phone conversation, "I hate having to go there every Sunday," and I went, "What?"
Oh my God!
It's literally extorted, literally being extorted by the church. Now, up until about a year and a half ago, churches did that. Here's the thing. On the reservation, they just got booted off. And the only times they're allowed is to do weddings and funerals. And that's it. It did my heart good to hear that because that's not Christianity. That's not Christianity. It's vile. I can't imagine what Jesus would say. I sat down with an old friend, Orville Redis. Orville was a lay minister. And he says, yeah, that happens all the time.
Civilizing them is what they would call it. You'd have to go to a certain school, wear a certain clothes, be a certain religion, right? Because what you're doing is savage. What you're doing is ungodly. It's less than. And this has been something that, unfortunately, even as a Christian, the purveyors of this Christian religion have used as a way to suppress cultures, oppress cultures, and dehumanize since forever. And the fact that they just kicked them off their land, recently, over a year ago, is fucking disgusting, man. I just have to say that the same evangelicals went to Africa, but because you don't speak the same language and they have a different color skin, they imagined that they were just savages. They didn't see them as human beings with their own culture that they were fine with. And in doing so, in churches in Ethiopia, all the way to Nigeria, to Ghana, to South Africa, you have a fucking white Jesus in the same church that's all black. Like, what that does to a mind. Number one, they had a religion before you got there, right? And your decision to extort them, to use them, and then make sure that they not only, are brainwashed because of the religion that you're giving them, but then extort them through the religion to damn them to hell if they don't come, or in this case, not give them the fuel that they need if they don't come, is just fucking gross. And I don't know how many of you knew about that. It's just gross. I wanted to say my piece on that. Continue on. Let's talk about this fuel thing, because even right now that they're gone, now that the church is gone, this is not their thing anymore, there's still a fuel issue there. And I think that's to the heart of what we wanted to get to. And since we're already here, talk about it.
I would like to flesh out where the origins of that kind of thinking and behavior from the church came from.
You got it.
Please, people, please, I beg you to look into the doctrine of discovery and demand your church leaders make amends for it. Don't tell me this sorry bullshit that the Catholic Church gave is enough. That's no. Sorry doesn't cut it. Making proper amends would be, hey, let's give them help with their language back that we stole from them in the residential schools because of the doctrine of discovery and manifest destiny. We're going to assimilate you into our culture. No, you're not. The Lakota Nation and every native nation across North America has resisted for hundreds of years.
What is the doctrine of discovery?
in short, it was an edict made by a pope. What I see before me belongs to me because God ordained it.
Manifest destiny, basically. Yeah, okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
and right around the genocidal maniac Columbus,
Hmm.
that's when it came through, right around that time. And yeah, so even if you convert to the religion, you're still considered less than. And I could go on for hours and hours. I beg people, go to your church leaders and demand it. I've been doing that work for 20 years. I gave up because it was always platitudes.
Yeah.
Oh, we said we're sorry. We're doing no. You have to make amends. Making a proper amends means correcting the wrong. And
Agreed.
That to me would be the right course of action. But if
some would call it repairing the wrong, right, which is the root word of reparations. YouTube, right. Reparations. That's what it is. You see, they're wondering why we have a race problem. They're wondering why can't things just get over it? Because it was never repaired. Every other group in any other country that has been wronged has had reparations. And it doesn't mean you give something away to people who are poor and destitute like they want. It means you repair the damage that you've done. To begin to repair the damage is the first step in actually healing the wound. And I'm a big advocate of that. I'm from Jamaica. I don't need any of the money, and I'm not going to get it. I'm fine with that. But whoever gets it, they need reparations. That goes for Native Americans. That goes for African Americans. We got to repair it. And I'm with you. It might have to be an upspringing from the church members. There might have to be a movement that goes to the clergy. Was this more than just a Catholic Church that was doing? Because I think that as far as especially in Canada and up north, those churches were Baptist church, not Baptist churches, or what were those? If you know, if not, it's no big deal.
I'll just say this: I think that ignoring what the doctrine of discovery has done is antichrist. I think that it's trauma to the religion as a whole, and it doesn't matter did or didn't do it. It's trauma. Mm-hmm. And you can't let trauma like that lay around for thousands of years or hundreds of years. Yet there it is.
Yeah.
That's going to affect what happens. And look at what we're facing in North America now. The uprising of Christian nationalism on steroids.
Because they refused to repair. Right. They've been building up bullshit Vaseline on top of this wound for 400 years until it has taken them right back to foolishness.
Hey, I got bad news for you. Your religion has been hijacked.
Yeah. Yep. That goes without saying. Let's get into repairing here. Before we, if we even have time to talk about that dumb bitch, Kristi Noem, I want to talk about her and her ridiculous plan during the first Trump administration. Another thing, why I wanted you on, D, why it's important to talk about this is because out of all the atrocities getting done, we forget about that Dakota Access Pipeline. We forget about the Native Americans who protested and protested and protested. And now you think that authoritarianism is just starting. You're wrong, because back then, during the first time, when she was governor, she tried to push legislation to make it illegal to protest online. Was it only for Native Americans?
It was only for the DAPL protesters.
Only for Dakota Access. Everybody else can protest, but if you're going to protest against the Dakota Access Pipeline, then it's illegal. They're so transparent in the oligarchy.
Arrested. Yeah, you could be arrested for it, for
Jesus
just planning.
Christ. Did that pass?
Hey, we're gonna. No.
It didn't pass, did it?
No. Yeah, well, it wouldn't hold up in a court of law, and the ACLU would stomp all over it. But, just the fact that she's willing to do that, and then to threaten the Lakota Nation to call out the National Guard for not opening the borders during the height of COVID. so bikers could go through to the super spreader event at Sturgis,
Oh,
which it
wow.
actually
I
did.
forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah. Just I mean,
So if you don't open your land so we can have bikers come and have fun on you during COVID, we're gonna bring the National Guard. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
then there's the hey, surprise! You have to have a physical address with a street name and house number in order to vote, and they have to be on your ID. You want to talk about a mobilization effort? I've never seen anything quite like it.
Yeah.
Because Lakota people have been oppressed for a long time. They know how to mobilize. If there's anybody out there that wants to learn how to do protest and activism, I got nothing but props for the Lakota Nation or any Native nation. Seriously, they have the most experience. They've been at it the longest. and so puppy killer, genocidal fascist bitch, Kristi Noem. All I could say is it did my heart good to hear that she's literally kicked off of every single reservation in South Dakota.
Let's call that the beginning of reparations.
Yeah. She is not allowed because it's sovereign land.
Yeah. Yep.
And
until they rip up that treaty, and they need bikes to go through it. Yep.
People are upset about the Constitution being violated. This is just another day on the reservation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a signed document, just like a treaty is. Think about it. This is just another day on the res. Welcome to the reservation, America.
You know what? Let's get to the healing. Because I wanted this channel to be about mutual aid. And part of repairing the work that is done means that I would like to sacrifice, and YouTube, I like you to think about giving, sacrificing, helping the Lakota people and what's happening right now. We only have 15 minutes, so I want to make sure we got into this. D, what's happening now? And let's tell the people how we can help them after you describe what's going on now with the fuel situation in the Lakota Nation in South Dakota.
Anybody who's been out to the Midwest knows how cold it gets, and imagine living in substandard conditions,
right,
with little to no heat. That's the conditions for thousands of Lakota people, and there's a couple of places that I have thoroughly vetted, and I know people who are involved. One is called Running Strong, and basically give you the link to post.
Yep, we'll put it right down there in the description, maybe in a pinned comment, YouTube. Running, the name of it is, give me the name of that again.
Running Strong.
Running Strong. What's the other one?
And the other one is called One Spirit.
One Spirit. And right now, the fuel, basically you're talking about what, generators, heaters that use gas as fuel, diesel fuel. What's the give us an explanation of what's going on before the winter hits. What's the fuel for?
To heat the houses. So it's Caro 2 probably.
Okay.
And or regular fuel oil.
Gotcha.
And maybe some propane here and there. But the fuel fund at Running Strong, I gotta say, the people there's more than just fuel that they help with.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go on for hours and hours about all the different needs out there.
Yeah.
They are literally the canaries in the coal mine, so to speak. I mean, what they're doing out across America now, they started at the DAPL protests. It was their acid test to see, hey, can we get a privatized military op and hire jackbooted thugs to go fire hose people in the dead of winter to use flashbang grenades? They literally get experimented on.
There's a uranium mine by one of the reservations, isn't there?
There's uranium mines all across the Midwest, but yes, the highest rates of thorium and cesium in some places are higher than Fukushima. Per capita, they have the highest cancer rates. Per capita, they have the highest infant mortality rates. Per capita, they have the highest diabetes, highest tuberculosis. It's rough. And let's not forget the cyber attack on their hospital.
What?
Yeah, there's a cyber attack on. Yeah, and it's like the cutting of Medicaid. Oh, you didn't even want to know what it's going to be like on the res. People are going to drop like flies. I can't not talk about it without getting emotional. People are going to die. And to me, it's sophisticated genocide. They just slowed it down. They never really truly stopped. And I this has been my war cry for 30 plus years. They're killing people. Oh, for fuck's sake. It was illegal for Native Americans to practice their religion up until 1978. They could literally be arrested for burning sage, but nobody knows these things. And it's like, I'm not saying that happened all the time or anything, but for that just to be a law on the books until Jimmy Carter passed the American Indian Freedom of Religion Act, that's fucked up. Then, I could get into, the forced sterilizations of Native American women. You don't hear that on mainstream media. Literally, they got total hysterectomies without their knowledge or consent.
Jesus.
You imagine coming to after, getting a C-section and discovering that you don't have a uterus anymore. What would that feel like? The church was complicit in that.
Even trying to imagine that is impossible. I don't have the emotional intelligence to even think about what that's like. So here's what I want to do.
The fuel fund is just for starters, but it's something that will have a direct impact on the quality of life and living. Because let me tell you, I've been out there in the dead of winter. You throw a glass of water up in the air and it freezes before it hits the ground.
I know, man. I'm from Chicago. I know that I know the biting cold mixed with the wind chill. When you talk about 30 below, people think that that's only something you see in the North Pole, and it's like no. It happens every winter. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Number one, thank you for coming on and telling the story. And we're going to do more. I love your spirit. I love your heart, D. We've been talking about doing other things together before. And I expect that we will continue this. Number two, Political Drain is going to make sure to give a monthly donation from our Patreon. So if you are a Patreon member, part of your money is going to help this fuel fund. They need a lot more. But at least we know I can do something that will help these people, because winter is coming, y'all. Winter is coming. Just like Game of Thrones, winter is coming, right? And it's imperative that we know that we've done everything we can to help a group of people, a nation that has been decimated, that has been spat on, that has the highest rates of everything bad because they've been forgotten. I want them to know that we remember. So help us out on Patreon, but also these right down there, we're going to have the two links where you can also donate. They need us. It's time to repair the damage, YouTube. It's time for the reparations to begin, and I'm not waiting for the government to do it. I'm taking it upon myself. Political Drain will be doing it every month from our Patreon fund, and I'd like to see you be a part of that. D, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate this. And these are hard stories to tell. I'm sure they're a lot harder to live, though. So we appreciate you coming on here and telling them.
I appreciate you all for giving me the opportunity to do this, because I never dreamed this would happen.
It's going to happen again, too. Keep dreaming. because we're going to get the word out. And I want to hear more. All right, the idea of being an educational channel, teaching the history that the school won't, is very, very big to me. So I plan on having you again, my friend. Until next time, thank you so much. It's a blessing, and I'll give you the last word.
Wopi la Tonka. I hate you too, Elo. Big thanks. This is how it is.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.